Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Cup of Dusk. My name is Roy. I'll be your bunny barista VTuber for this evening. I specialize in voice acting and housing this cafe called the Cup of Dusk. As you can see behind me, there is the. Let me scooch a little bit closer to it. The sign. You know, you can. All right. Well, more importantly, I'm sure you're all here for it's Lopi.
Hi everybody, hi. I am here. I am Lopi.
Yes. You are in fact Lopi. That's what we
Yes.
love. We do in fact love to see that. But Lopi, welcome back to the Cup of Dusk. You know, you look a little different from the last time that I talked to you.
I don't know what you could possibly be implying. I have no idea what you mean. No idea.
You know, that's wild to think about because I think I look a little bit different from the last time that we did something together too. Oh my goodness. It's just that
Look at us. We both like
the bunny
we
upgrades.
both like evolved.
Yes. We're like Pokemon. We reached enough happiness that we just went, you know what? It's time. We can finally evolve. We're like what is it? Lopunny. There we go.
Lopunny, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so is it Lopunny or is it Lopunny? Because I hear it both.
I've always thought it was Lopunny, but that might just be my bias based on how my name is said.
That's how I always said it. And someone said that it was supposed to be like Lopunny because like lop-eared rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're full of it.
I don't know. I just know that I'm always right and I can make no mistakes ever. So
You know what? It's very true. Actually very true. Actual, very factual. I'm so glad that I didn't even have to like specify any of these things. Everyone just knows you're right. Chat, if you think Lopi is right and it's Lopunny, let me see some ones. Let me see some hellos. Let's
see some ones, everybody. Let's see some ones out there.
What you got there, Lopi?
Nothing. No. I'm just hoping to see some ones out there. You know, like it. Just I'm keeping an eye out, everybody. You know. Okay. I see a zero. I'll be speaking with you after class.
Listen. It's zero. It's not too late to change your answer. Okay. Just put 0 plus 1. You know. Listen. Quick math equation. Oh wait. Shit. Math is hard. I forgot.
Math is very hard.
I forgot. You know. I see you are just as armed and dangerous as usual as RFL is telling us right now.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Oh, my tracking froze.
Oh.
My charger unplugged.
Oh. Get that plugged in.
I have it on one of those like USB things where it like connects to my PC, but sometimes that USB port just needs a little bit of wiggling and jiggling to actually make it realize it's connected.
I hate that.
Scuff, that's for sure.
I mean, it's just the port, right? It's not the phone, not the tracking.
Yeah, it's not the phone, it's not the cable, it's just the port on my actual computer.
That's not good. That's probably the worst possible solution it could have been.
Yeah, it started ever since a couple of weeks ago when I was working and I was drinking this tea. There's like a coffee shop in the city I live in that has.
You
like,
went to another coffee shop that wasn't mine?
Well, do you make fucking black tea? They're calling it mocktail like celebration, and they have a black tea citrus old fashioned drink. And it's amazing, and I love it, and it's so good. And I was drinking it the other day while I was working, and I tried to adjust the lid, and I spilled a large drink all over my desktop computer. So it's been a little goofy ever since.
Wait.
Some new GPU juice in there.
It wasn't just that you just spilled it a little bit. It was all over this computer.
Yeah. You know how like plastic cups, if you like kind of angle it wrong, it'll crunch in and just fling in one direction?
Well, I don't know much about One Direction. I know Harry Styles is in. Oh, sorry, you meant anyway.
Yeah. My PC's been a little bit goofy ever since it got some new GPU juice.
New GPU juice. I can't say I've ever heard it referred to as that. Did you think
any liquid that goes in a PC is GPU juice eventually?
Did you think about maybe taking that tea and instead using it to liquid cool your computer?
I considered it, but it's like 10 Canadian dollars for a large. Ooh. So I don't think I could afford to do that for all the liquid cooling for my PC.
You just reminded me, because I always forget about this myself. You're Canadian.
I am not Canadian.
You're not Canadian. Wait, then why are you talking about 10 Canadian dollars?
I live in Canada.
You're Canadian then.
No.
how long have you been living in Canada?
3 months?
Oh.
Maybe?
Wow, so new. So you recently
3 months?
recently moved to Canada. Can you talk about that at all? A little bit about what the transition's been like?
So Offkai, when I got to Offkai, I flew there from Canada. I had been in Canada for 2 weeks at that point, and then I flew for Offkai, and then I flew back to Canada, and that's when I probably like settled in and got everything set up and stuff. So it's been great so far. There's definitely Canadian people are weird. The police ride by on bicycles, and there was one time a horse, and like I don't know why. I don't know why they have like horse-mounted police officers just roaming the city.
Wait, we have those in the U.S. too, right?
Really?
Yeah, I know there's. Unless Elf lied to me, I don't think Will Ferrell would ever lie to me. There's the movie Elf, where there's like the mounted up police officers on like the horses. At like the end of the movie, they're going through like Central Park on horses.
Well, I mean, that might be in like a city. This is like, I don't live in like a proper city, so it seems like they wouldn't have the budget for that. Or like they would, I don't know. It's weird being in Canada and like seeing stuff happen, and it's like, there's just a random guy in a big hat on a horse, and they don't have guns or anything. They just have like sticks, and it's just so weird. It's a culture shock, that's for sure.
Gotcha. They just have the big hats. That's all they need to be entirely intimidating.
Completely nude, aside from one
just
hat.
Just the hats. Listen, forget about anything else. Listen, they're running it. They're running it. Oh, I see. I can see why they would be incredibly intimidating and wouldn't need a weapon. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But no, that's great to hear. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well in Canada. Been there for 3 months. Awesome. And you mentioned Offkai. You and I, we had some funny run-ins. I've been saying this for a couple days now because you have come up in a couple conversations because I was excited to bring you on. So I was talking about like Thursdays, Lopi here, and I was like, Offkai, you and I, it felt like we just kept running into each other.
Yeah, me and you, and then me and was it Kumo I kept on running into?
Probably.
Well, aggressively running up to, yelling at, and then running away from is a better way to describe my interactions with Kumo.
Wait, why were you running away from Kumo? I need the tea on this.
No, well, Kumo was the one who's like, she was like really tall and had like cool platforms.
Yes, she had the amazing boots.
So I multiple times would just run up, say, "Oh my god, I love your shoes," and then just sprint away.
Oh, that's right.
So I did that like 6 times.
I remember because I was with Kumo one of the times you did that, and then you had to explain to me the joke. I remember now. Oh, okay.
It was very fun.
Speaking of fun, what else did you do at Offkai? Were there any like really big highlights for you from your time there?
I got to meet with my manager. My manager and I had not met in person before ever, so he and I got to meet up, and he was like, yeah, we should go out, get lunch or something, just to hang out. And I was like, okay, I know the perfect place. So I made my manager pay for me and him to go to the VTuber Maid Cafe.
Wait, all right. So I only went there for.
VTuber Maid Cafe.
I was only there for the event that you and I both attended that one night. Was it actually like a cafe? Could you get like legit food there?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did I miss out on this?
A donut and a muffin for lunch. And a Coca-Cola.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And our maid played Jenga with us. It was amazing. She was so cool.
Wait, right, so they did have actual maids there, because the maid cafe was something that I did not actually participate in while at Offkai.
Oh, it was so cool. So, they had everybody who had like rehearsed and trained being a maid.
Wow.
We get in there and like they lead us to our seats, and we're introduced to our personal like table, like our table's made. And there was like a song and dance everybody did, and then there was like celebration, sort of like just gaming. Like they had a bunch of board games, and we're like, would you like to play a game? And there was a group right next to me that was like, I can't remember who it was. It was like some people that my manager knew, but I had no idea who they were. They were all playing Uno with their maid, and she ended up like cursing them out, of course, because it was Uno.
I'm surprised they had Uno.
Yeah. The maid for us set up originally a game called Yeti and Spaghetti, or like Yeti My Spaghetti, where you have to like remove spaghetti sticks without a Yeti falling in a bowl. And then we got Jenga out and we played Yeti My Jenga, where we put the Yeti on top of the Jenga thing, and if the Yeti fell, then we lost. It didn't have to be the whole tower, it just had to be the Yeti to fall. It was amazing. No business was accomplished.
So, Spaghetti My Yeti or Yeti My Spaghetti?
Yeti My Spaghetti.
Yeti My Spaghetti. I cannot say... Yeah. And I've played a good amount of board games, you know. I've dabbled in the tabletop gaming, yes, but I've never heard of Spaghetti and Yeti combining like this in one gorgeous matrimony.
Oh, let me send you an image real quick before I forget. God. It was an excellent, because I had never heard of it before either. We asked the maid like what her favorite game was, and she was like, "I love Yeti Spaghetti. I want to play Yeti in my spaghetti."
Did you in fact spaghetti the Yet?
We did Spaghetti the Yet.
Spaghetti the Yet. Okay, good.
I think it ended up being
oh my God.
Another friend who was at the cafe with us, who ended up spaghetting the Yetting.
Editor's note, look up a picture of Yeti in my spaghetti. It's literally just a picture of a Yeti in a bowl of spaghetti.
Yeah.
Perfection. Sometimes you just gotta Yet the spaghetti. I understand it. But no, that's great. I was a little bit busy during off-Kai. You know, I was hanging out at the VT Rainbow booth, so I didn't get to explore as much as I wanted to. But God, the maid cafe seemed like a blast. Now, with the maids themselves, were they like, was it like just cosplay maid, or was it like, were they going for like the cute, like sexy appeal maid?
I think each maid was given one stock uniform, then they got to accessorize and decorate it however they wanted. Ooh. So like my maid, she had like a really cute like black and green wig on, and like a cool little green bag and stuff. So like they each had like a color that they went with. So hers was green, and like she definitely was going for like the like cutesy edgy maid almost, but it was very much like you know, they were all volunteers, and a bunch of them were actually from like a traveling maid cafe that just sets up pop-ups at different conventions. So like that's like an actual job that they do, and it was so cool.
All right, adding that to my wish to be professional maid performer. Got it. All right, we'll talk to Siege about making that happen in an outfit in the future.
It was so cool because like I was talking to her, and like we were just hanging out, and I never made it clear who I was until the very end. Another maid that I had actually met up with at AX last year, just as a friend, not as a maid, was working there that day and came in. She was like, "Oh my God, Lopi, can we get a photo? I bought your merch. Can you sign something?" And my maid just looks at me like she just deadpan, just, "You're Lopi?"
Wait, how many times did you actually run into that during off-Kai?
So much. Fucking Cinder. I had complimented Cinder's cosplay like 5 times, and then I run into her one time when she's out of cosplay, and I'm just chatting with other people in the group, and then she finally looks down at my badge. She's like, "Wait, you're
That is amazing. Yeah. I
just don't expect me to look like that.
What? Don't expect you to look like what? Just normal? Is that what
I do? I don't know.
I mean, you know what it was? They definitely expect you to have like a tie around your neck, and like to just be, you know, wearing bunny ears, maybe in a maid outfit, you know, something. Wait, you're Punkalopi? That is actually hilarious. But you had like an official meet and greet too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did have an official meet and greet, like with the screen and everything.
Yeah.
Which was a bit weird to set up, because did they tell you about how the fact that after, like by the time it was time, because my meet and greets were on the 3rd day of the con, they had taken down your Wi-Fi routers by then. So I had to reset up my V-Bridger again using a separate thing, and it was like,
I am unfortunately aware. I actually didn't really talk about this on stream too much. But really? Yeah, so
sorry.
No, you're good. Listen, somebody else brought it up, which means I can talk about it now. I have been freed. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. That's right. I was the one that set up the emergency Wi-Fi system. That is a gorgeous jacket, by the way.
Thank you. My real one arrives in the mail soon, and I'm so excited.
Ooh, Punkalopi cosplay in the flesh. Oh, okay. Do you actually have plans on possibly doing actual Punkalopi cosplay in the future?
Not really. Like not for like an official cosplay or anything. It would probably just be like wearing the jacket, and then if I got recognized, I just grow rabbit ears for a second.
You're not gonna pull a Cinder and like get all like the flames on your ears and like the paw prints under the shoes and everything?
I'm not as cool as Cinder.
What do you mean? Yeah, you are.
No, you probably saw when I was walking around, you saw the big ass platforms I was wearing every day, right?
I did.
To appear taller.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's funny too because I'm like the opposite, because like you know, we talked about this before we started. We were trying to get the sizes and everything going, where you are about 4'11" in character, you know, and I don't know how tall you are IRL, but you know, I'm 5'4", you know, in bunny form, but I have the opposite problem where IRL I'm taller and I'm trying to be shorter in my VTuber persona.
IRL.
So you're just going up. Wait, why are you shorter in VTuber? Hit me. Why? Why short?
It started as a running gag because someone asked how tall I was, and I didn't have like a consistent answer to give them. So I basically just said 4'11" with the ears. You can figure out what that means. And then just ran with it ever since.
I like that. Wait, I think I actually remember hearing that before.
Yeah.
As a joke before. Ah, I see. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all come together. The poison. Focus, go. Oh my gosh, the double bunny. It is in fact double bun. Double the fun, double mint gum. Yes, absolutely. Now, let's cap off Kai. Was there anything that was especially like one thing that was your absolute favorite moment?
I built my very first Build-A-Bear while I was in San Francisco.
Oh, you went to like one of the Build-A-Bear workshops?
Yeah. So I was with Evan and friends, and we were adventuring around the pier, and there was a Build-A-Bear on the pier, and we went in and like we're just kind of jokingly looking around, and then I realized like shit, I want to do this. I've never done a Build-A-Bear before. I'm gonna do this, and Evan was live streaming the whole thing, so he live streamed me doing my first Build-A-Bear.
I have to go back and watch the VOD.
Eevee, and his name was Boof.
Boof the Eevee?
Yeah.
And thus a legend was born. I'm sure it'll be a day that Boof never forgets, if they can.
I'll never forget it.
You'll never forget it. That's probably the more important part. But also, guys, if you're just joining us now, I do see a few new people that are coming over either from Lopi's YouTube stream, which a couple people seem to be mentioning. Well, hi.
I'm not live on YouTube. The reason, like the way I announce collabs is I put up like a stream scheduling, but then the title of the stream is just, I'm in a collab. The description is just, watch it here with the link. There's a pinned comment in the chat that says, watch the collab here.
I like that.
And there's still people in stream saying, Lopi is late. Lopi's ghosting us. Where is she? They don't have reading comprehension.
I mean, not to like throw spice or anything at you, but like, do you have reading comprehension? Because I don't.
I do, yes.
Okay.
I have a language arts degree, Roy. I went to college.
Well, that's one more degree than I have.
Yeah, I went to college for language arts and marketing. So
I think I knew about the marketing part. I did not know about the language arts part. What the heck? You're educated? You're smart?
Dude, I graduated high school early. I left high school when I was 16 and went to college immediately after.
I did not know about any of that.
Yeah.
So the real question then comes, what went wrong that you're now a VTuber?
I call it gifted kid burnout.
Let's go! I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean. No, but that does actually bring up an interesting point, because I don't think we talked about this much the last time that I had you on, because, you know, we were kind of just, you know, shooting the shit. We were just starting to get to know each other, you know, shooting the breeze, everything like that. How did you decide to get into VTubing? Because obviously when we first met, you looked very different. You were still streaming on Twitch. And then when we finally started, I think, becoming friends was when you made your jump to YouTube. And obviously there's a whole story in there. I'd like to partake in it.
I was first introduced to VTubing because I had always wanted to be a content creator. when I was younger, I told my friends I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber, and they bought me a shitty little pink laptop that could barely run Minecraft, much less OBS and Minecraft at the same time.
Oh.
And I just started like wanting to be a YouTuber, and going from there. I had a lot of Xbox friends, and I basically just kind of told them about what I wanted to do, what I wanted to be. But I was really nervous about my voice because I have a distinct voice, that's for sure, that if you look me in the eye and like you hear the voice come out, people are often surprised by how I sound. So I was like too stressed about being an actual face cam YouTuber. So then somebody said, "Hey, have you heard of VTuber?" and sent me a clip of Garagura playing Muse Dash, and I was like, holy shit!
So Galgura was the first VTuber then that you watched?
She was the first one that I'd watched with the label of VTuber.
Gotcha.
I had seen clips and stuff from things before, but I always thought that it was like somebody took a stream clip and then reanimated it with an anime character or something. So I never understood what it was exactly.
Can you imagine how much effort that someone would have to go through to take like an IRL like cam streamer and like animate them to like a VTuber model like us?
Yeah, I don't know why that's what I thought. I just thought some people were really dedicated to making this random person look like an anime girl. But no, it was the anime girl. It was real.
And now you're an anime girl.
Yes.
Perfect.
I made it.
You know what? Rose Cookie brings up a good point. What is a VTuber? What does that mean to you?
To me, a VTuber is anyone that does not actively use a face cam in their streams.
Wait, so I could be a faceless streamer with no PNG, no model, and I'm a VTuber?
Yes.
All right.
Because then you just receive a persona. Like Dream, before he face revealed, he had a Minecraft skin. He had some way that he was seen or viewed or drawn.
I'm saying
Dream
I don't have any of
was
that.
a VTuber until he face revealed. Like,
you know what? That actually does bring up an interesting point, because I've definitely talked to a few of my YouTube friends in regards to the whole like, are you a VTuber? Are you a PNG tuber? Like what's the label? And VTubing, as PNG tubing at least, existed like tons of years before VTubing existed. You know, we had plenty of content creators that were just using that PNG to represent themselves. Sometimes artists, sometimes people are just using it as their content and whatever. But yeah, that is a very interesting point. I never thought of it that way.
That I to be completely honest, I have my specific take because it irritates as many people as possible.
Okay. Because it irritates people? Okay, that's never mind. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. I get it.
Like Noel Pretzel in the chat saying Dream is not a VTuber. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Yeah, I have specific takes where it's for such a like non-controversial thing that people make controversial. So I try to have the worst possible takes on it just to irritate the people around me.
I love that. Honestly, wait. Let's see if you've got a couple other ones. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog is not a sandwich. It's actually a euro.
Got it. Is cereal soup?
No.
Okay. How do you take your steak?
Oh, I actually have my steak. I tweeted out a photo of a time I made steak, and like this is an actual thing that happened, and half the comments I received was, "Bitch, that is still bleeding."
Wait, so you eat it rare?
Extremely rare.
Yes!
Like, as close to raw as possible.
That's a win. That's a win if I've ever seen it. It must be something with the bunnies, you know? I'm very much, I like the blood. I like that.
Crave raw flesh, yeah.
Yeah. We're like Banicula.
Oh, thoughts on the word flesh tuber?
I don't like it personally. Cause like I feel like we as VTubers coined it just to call non-VTubers something.
Yeah. Whereas
like they're the norm and we're the niche. You know? Like we're the weird ones and they're the normal people, and we donned them the title flesh tuber. I don't know, it's weird, isn't it?
I think it's really funny because using it pisses off other VTubers more often than not. Like,
oh my gosh.
It's just amusing. I don't know. There's something about like flesh tuber. Everyone I've called a flesh tuber has either laughed about it or been like, "What the fuck is that?" Every VTuber I've mentioned, like, "Oh, did you ever use the flesh tube?" They'd be like, "Why the fuck are you calling? How dare you insinuate?" And it's like, what do you mean?
Honestly.
I don't know what you could possibly be upset by.
Chat, how do you feel about the phrase flesh tuber? Do you use it actively? Does it gross you out? It's definitely something that I'm not too fond of, but I am very.
It's like the VTubing equivalent of moist.
Oh my gosh. It is. Well, I've never had a problem with moist. I actually still don't understand why people have an issue with the word moist. Can you explain that to me?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I have autism, so I always just went along with if other people who don't have autism are saying there's something bad about it. There must be something I'm just not seeing.
Yeah,
I never understood it, but I just thought it was like a neurodivergence thing.
Yeah, honestly, I genuinely do not, for the life of me, understand it at all. I like genuinely don't. Moist is fine. I always think of it like, yeah, I'm describing like a cake. You know, like this cake is really moist. Great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is fun, like describing a good carrot cake and being like, yeah, you need it like dense, you need it moist, you need it just really thick. And people are like, are you describing a carrot cake or are you describing an ideal partner? It's just
see, now we come to the real desires of moist. Understood. Now I get it. Now I see. But it's funny that you mentioned carrot cake. I actually ended up doing a baking stream last week, and I made carrot cake.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's just such an easy, like, I really like carrot cake, and also I'm a rabbit. Yeah. So it's just the immediate example that comes to mind. Every time I think about something.
It's great though. Genuinely, carrot cake is one of my favorites because like I think a lot of people forget that carrot cake, like legitimately, like it has that cream cheese frosting, and most people only think of that for like red velvet cake. So like when you go and serve them carrot cake, they're like, whoa. This
cream cheese frosting should replace all other frostings. All other frostings are insignificant, horrible little piss baby attempts to replicate the majesty that is cream cheese frosting.
Oh my gosh, I definitely understand that. Wait, is carrot cake not made of carrot? Okay, all right. So I'm glad someone mentioned this. So during the stream where I was making carrot cake, I was with Papa Mutt. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No.
So he's done a lot of cooking and baking streams himself. It usually is a little bit more cursed, where he has some people assist him, but he is an incredible entertainer and he always makes it a good time. And I had him as my guest because he very much inspired me to start a baking stream myself. While we were doing it, and he's reading the recipe to me because he was basically, you know, my guy in the chair reading me the recipe. Yeah, and he gets to the part where you have to shave the carrots, and he stops and he goes, "Wait, Roy, is carrot cake made from carrots?"
People don't know that?
Apparently.
What is that? How do you not make the connection of it's literally in the name?
I have no freaking idea. Absolutely. Just like I have no idea how I missed this sub. Thank you so much to Faxborn for the 3 months. I really appreciate it. I actually realized that I didn't turn on notification sounds. Would you like to hear those?
I'm not too concerned. Your choice. I don't mind either way.
Let's turn them on. That way, in case somebody plays a funny sound effect, you'll hear it. And we'll go from there. What is your favorite food? That is an interesting segue. We were just talking about the delicious moistness that is carrot cake, but if you had to pick something else, maybe something you had at off-kai, maybe something you've always loved as your comfort food, what would you pick? What is it?
Comfort food I generally go to is bagel bites. So if I'm ever sad, I'll just make a plate. Which, you want to know my ultimate tragedy? I have not been able to find bagel bites in Canada yet. Wait, I can't find them.
Wait, hold on. I'm checking Amazon.
Has not had bagel bites.
Can you buy bagel bites on Amazon?
I don't know, but I was too scared because they're like a frozen thing. So can you ship frozen things from Amazon?
So you can buy them from like Amazon Fresh, which is their grocery service. I do not know if that is in Canada.
I will have to look it up. This might be the saving grace I need. And then if we just go for like normal favorite foods, I really like pho. Like just like pho is just like an awesome dish. Just good soup.
Good soup.
Good soup.
What kind of pho do you usually get?
I normally go for the one that includes as much meat as possible.
Yes.
I like it when there's like meatballs in the pho. Like,
Ooh, meatballs in the pho.
yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had meatballs in them.
Really? Oh, it's so good. I don't know. I really enjoy like because I oftentimes will have pho with like chopsticks and then a little spoon.
Yeah.
I'll chop the meatballs in half by just squeezing them really hard between the chopsticks. This meat until it like explodes out on either side.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I found out there's like a really good pho place, literally not even a block away. Like I live right next to a boba place and a pho place, and I am
walking
so
distance.
Happy. Yes.
Oh,
yes, walking distance.
That's perfect. Absolutely
like
love
less than 3 minutes walking distance.
that.
It's amazing.
I see Mr. Bite chiming in. They didn't have fresh in Canada when I worked there, but they've been expanding since then, so maybe. Okay. Maybe we're checking out for those bagel bites. No, pho, 100%. I like tripe in mine. I don't know if you've ever had that with your pho.
I don't think I have, or at least like I haven't like looked at the ingredients list and seen that like, and it's stuck in my brain. You know?
So tripe is like tendons and like musculature of like whatever the meat itself is. So like a lot of people are like, oh, that's gross, but it's like you just put it in the soup and the soup cooks it and it's meat. You know, it's good.
I think I've had it in my pho before, but it's not something I actively seek out. Like my favorite part of pho is either like eating. I really like it when there's really really thinly sliced beef that I can have just completely soaked in the broth. Or I like the I don't know what to call them, but they're just like water plants. Like they're
water
just
chestnuts?
long sticks.
Oh.
No, they're just long sticks that are just really like watery.
Like bean sprouts. Yeah, bean sprouts. Yeah.
I'm glad you understood.
No, I got you. Listen, I also love pho. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Also, for the one person that did ask, somebody answered it already. But yeah, pho is like a Vietnamese noodle soup. If you have to like equate it to something else, think ramen, but Vietnamese.
Yeah, like it feels like oftentimes like a lighter ramen.
Yes.
Like pho broth is much lighter than ramen broth.
Usually hotter too, at least from my own personal experience, because they're like, here's your raw meat that you put into the soup that is scalding hot and cooks it for you.
Do you prefer spice in your pho or no spice? I always go for a little bit spicy.
It's
good.
I try and get a little bit of spice. Like I've always explained this to some people, and I don't know if you have the same issue being a bunny. You might, because us bunnies, we all have very similar weaknesses. But spice has always been something that has very much bothered me for some reason. Like I love spicy food, but for some reason I'm hypersensitive to it. Like mild salsa is spicy to me.
What the? No, that is not a bunny thing. That's just a you thing.
Fuck.
I actively seek out like spicy things. It's not a lot, but one of my favorite seasonings to just add to anything. I add chili to most things I eat. I have instead of like ketchup on burgers, I have like sriracha.
Ooh,
just like that sort of thing. Like
I like that. That's definitely good.
I enjoy like a little bit of spice, just a little bit in everything I have. But that might also just be because of how my taste buds are. Because I hate the taste of mint. Anything that's like minty or mint related, I can't fucking stand. But like cinnamon, I'm all in on. So it might just be like what I enjoy in terms of flavor profiles.
Well, I definitely feel you there. I'm a little sad to know that it wasn't shared in the bunny sentiment of spice sensitivity. But listen, we'll take it. Just like we'll take the Mr. Bite with the 5-month resub. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate you.
Is it okay if I ask a question referencing our last cup of desk meeting?
Absolutely, hit me.
Are you sitting on a dresser still, or did you finally get
No!
a chair?
Oh, I forgot! Oh! I totally forgot. Okay, for those of you that didn't catch the last time that I had Lopi on, the Cup of Dust looked different, I looked different, and Lopi looked different. We've all had upgrades. But the other thing that hugely changed is my chair had literally just broken. And I said, you know what? Forget it. We'll do it live. And I literally pulled a dresser from my bedroom over here, and I sat on the dresser, and I pulled like the most shrimp pose that I possibly could. I was like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I was in there like swimwear, ready to make some good content and laugh with Lopi, but afterwards I literally couldn't move. Thank God I now have a better chair. Which is also breaking already.
About my chair? thing that happened with my chair for my new place?
Hit me.
I ordered you know the like whole thing of like the gaming chairs look cool, but they're not really good for your back. So it's better if you're gonna be for like full-time stream, you want to oh wait, are we taking our ears off? 1 second. Let me just
I mean, chat did. Yeah, see, perfect. I'm glad you can keep up.
If you are sitting down to like be a VTuber, it's better to like invest in a mesh office chair. That's good.
That's what I got. It's also breaking already.
I bought a mesh office chair on Amazon, and they shipped me a $300 gaming chair instead.
No shot!
They sent me a blue and black $300 gaming chair instead of the $90 like mesh office chair I ordered. And I emailed them about it, and I was like, what do I do? Because like it's a nice chair, but it's also not the chair I wanted. So what do I do?
What color was it?
It's blue and black. The mesh like office chair I bought was white and black.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not like missing out, like I didn't lose money on it. I mean, I definitely have lost some comfort. I've been having some back problems lately probably because of this damn chair. But
the chairs strike again.
It definitely it was a bit of a weird situation with Amazon. My roommate looked at me because that had happened multiple times with stuff that I had ordered. Like I ordered something on eBay and they accidentally sent me the way higher quality version that I didn't pay for. I ordered something on Amazon and they sent me the better chair. Oh wait, are we 1 second? Let me just. Okay.
Oh yeah, apparently. Listen, it's not me. It's chat. I would never take my clothes off mid conversation with somebody just to get more comfortable.
I'll do my best to match whatever chat does to you because I think that's funny.
Oh, do you have a hair toggle?
What do you mean?
There we go. Listen, Lopi, don't miss Punkalopi, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, my roommate kept on talking to me and they're like, dude, how do you end up with the worst and best luck possible?
I mean, sometimes you gotta take Kaio's inspiration. You gotta take what they're doing. You just gotta laugh. You laugh, you grin, you bear it, you move on.
Basically, I'm probably gonna have to buy a new chair sometime soon though, because this one, like I'm waking up and I'm like, oh, my neck, I feel like I'm 50.
Or, and I'm gonna start doing this once I move into the new apartment, could start working out.
Oh, I actually, there's a place near me. My roommate is trying really hard to get me to take like Taekwondo classes.
Ooh.
Basically, she's decently athletic. I'm not really. So she's like, okay, yeah, but imagine if you could do Taekwondo, then you wouldn't bother me every night when you want to walk out to get boba at 10 p.m. And you wouldn't make me walk with you because you'd know Taekwondo.
You'd have that self-defense.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, perfection. Absolutely.
She's trying to convince me to sign up for Taekwondo classes, but they're like 150 Canadian a week. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend $150 a week.
600 a month.
Yeah.
Hot damn, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
To be fair, that actually does remind me, a friend of mine, Beru, has been taking Muay Thai. I don't think it's that expensive, but like, she was telling me about like how much of a workout it is. I would imagine any type of martial arts really like gets you going.
Yeah, I used to do yoga. Like that used to be part of my morning routine because I was on a track team. I was a long distance runner. So every morning I would wake up, go for a run for like normally like 2 miles or so, then get home, do yoga, and then like shower and start my day. And like yoga even was such a workout that I'm thinking about martial arts and I'm like, oh dear Lord, I have to actually like punch people while in this pose.
Oh my gosh. Listen, like I've always wanted to do more yoga, like to work on like the flexibility and just like the like the calmness and everything like that. But it does always like anytime I like go to start doing it, I'm like, why am I sweating so much? I feel like I just stepped into a sauna or something.
I've moved 3 inches.
Yeah.
Why does my whole body hurt?
I literally like move slightly. I go from like warrior to like warrior 2. And I'm like, welp, I guess I just walked through a monsoon and I'm drenched in sweat. Thanks, guys.
I was trying to do like, I went from like, I normally start off with like a child's pose just to like get into it. And I went from child's into like, I don't know what it's called. I always call this sun because you kind of make the shape of like a sun like where your back is kind of arched, you're leaning partially back, and you have one arm and one leg in the air.
I think that's
like you're
a part of sun salutation
on the ground. Yeah, it's one of them. I don't know. I never learned
Where's
all the
that
names
tree?
for things. I have no clue. So I would just go through and do that, and I would just stay there, and it would feel like I was working out more than any other fucking workout that I actually did. Like, that was worse than lifting weights for me. It was so bad.
If you could, would you go back to yoga before you would maybe go back to doing something like martial arts?
Yeah, I actually, my counterpoint to my roommate has been, okay, consider we have a gym also within the block that does weekly yoga classes.
There you go.
So I'm trying to now bully her into joining me at the gym.
That's perfect. Almost as perfect as Melody sings with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Man, I really do. I'm excited to start working out again though. It's definitely something that I feel like I've slacked on, you know?
Yeah.
Cause like, you know, we're streamers, we're content creators, we're YouTubers sometimes. I pretend that I am. Although I have been working on YouTube a lot stronger recently. But regardless,
yeah, this was originally going to be streamed on YouTube, wasn't it?
It was. So when I came back from Offkai, I made a snap decision, which is a very bad habit of mine, to swap to YouTube just because I was very upset with things that Twitch was doing. I had ideas that I wanted to do on YouTube. Didn't end up doing any of them in the week and the half that I said that I was going to. So I was like, you know what? Never mind. Let me just go back to Twitch and figure my stuff out.
Yeah, it's really hard to grow on YouTube and to start streaming there consistently if you don't already have that fan base like established. So like I think that snap decision, I've seen like you made that decision, Stella made a decision like that. And slowly people are like transitioning into like, okay, wait, maybe I should mix the two.
Yeah. And
stream on both. And I'm seeing a lot more happiness from people doing that.
Yeah, so it's funny because I had it mixed before. Oh, we're putting our hair up now, apparently. There we go. So I was doing that previously, and then I was trying to experiment with doing like shorts and other stuff when I came back from hiatus. And with that, I was very much like, all right, let me start doing like almost story time style shorts instead of just clips. And the first like week or two that I was doing them, I was like, I don't know, these aren't. Like, they don't feel like me. They're not reaching like the same type of audience. It feels like I'm trying really hard to be like other pink and pink bunny VTubers that are anyway. So
I always felt so bad recommending people like, yeah, this is how I do shorts, and then they try it and they're like, Lopi, this feels like shit, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
So wait. So here's the thing. So I'm actually using your editor, which I didn't know they were your editor because. So I knew Stella recommended me them, and then they showed me their stuff, and I was like, oh, perfect. And then like a day later, I put like 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Yeah, but Kofi's an amazing editor. I feel so bad that I haven't given him shorts to work on lately.
No, I freaking love working with them. But so here's the thing is I felt bad because I was like, oh, these shorts aren't like me. Like I feel like, you know, my audience isn't really loving them. You know, the numbers weren't doing really well. So I decided to take a break. You know, like once I switched back to Twitch, I was like, I'll take a break from shorts. I'll figure my stuff out, figure out what I want to do. And during that break period, those shorts that were the most me, like the personalized story times, those have been popping off. And I'm like, what's happening?
Didn't I tell you about my shorts? When my short popped off, it wasn't like the day of upload or even the week of upload. My shorts, when I first popped off, it was 3 months after I had uploaded it.
Yes.
That they started getting views. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks, YouTube. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So this was a conversation that Stella and I had like literally like a day or two ago, where I think the big thing with shorts is you got to make them like evergreen in the sense of like to always be relevant, to always be good to use, good to watch. That way, when it does get watched, the algorithm pushes it out. It gets pushed out to a lot of people.
Yeah, I feel like lately it feels like people have been conditioned to auto skip stream clips, which sucks because I see so many people posting their stream clips to shorts, and I'm like, as soon as someone sees a chat in that, they skip. Like as soon as someone sees some sort of out of context thing, they swipe, and I'm like, oh no.
So, but that's where I think the importance of like what Comfy does is really important with
the amazing editing,
the super transformative editing.
Yeah.
You know, it's really important, and I'm gonna be going back to doing some clips, but I think once Comfy and I kind of work out my kinks of deciding what I want to do instead of just saying, hey, that's working for other people, let's do that. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna figure out my own stuff, and then we'll go back to doing the story times and the other fun stuff.
Makes sense. I mean, I'm glad you're enjoying YouTube Shorts and stuff. It's really fun to like develop and explore because there's no like how-to guide on how to actually make it work. So every person has like their personalized experience of growing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings me to another question. What is your personalized experience of growing, and or what do you actively do to try and stay in I don't know, I don't want to say relevancy, but like what are you doing to always make sure that like your YouTube content is the best it can be?
I feel like it's kind of a counterintuitive answer, but whenever I feel like I'm making bad content, I just stop.
Well, I think that's good.
I go play video games, or I go like hang out with friends, or I go like plan a trip or something. And then when I get back to wanting to make content, I just write my scripts, I flesh them out, and I'm like, does this feel like me? I try a couple test recordings, and if it doesn't feel like me, I don't make it. I wait until kind of that time hits me. So like I haven't given Comfy a short to edit in over a month now, because every short I write, I'm just like, none of these feel like me. None of these make me happy, so I'm just not doing them.
Damn, I really should have come and talked to you then, because like I had that same feeling of like, this doesn't feel like me. But I made the opposite decision of, forget it. I'll put it out there anyway and see what happens.
I mean, I think it works to, it works to really make sure that the content you're making is not just content other people will like, but you have to like your own content.
I like that. I like that.
I like how Royally Flawed is in chat, just completely flaming on us. Do you know about Royal? Did you know about
I don't.
Mr.
I did see them talking about feet. I was trying to listen. I'm not Vil, okay? All right? I do love Vil, though.
So, Mr. Royal, I actually made a short about him. This man has been a follower of mine for a while now, and will just use my Twitter DMs like a personal diary. So, like, random times just DMing me like, hey, wait, actually, no. You know what, Royal? I'm going to read our DMs real quick. Just the most recent DMs you've sent.
You heard it here first! The scoop!
Okay, so he DM'd me after a stream I did that was delayed. So in quotes, professional streamer Punkalopi has once again, quote unquote, delayed another one of her, quote unquote, entertaining streams. In other news, water is wet. More at 11.
Oh my gosh. All right. As funny as that is, I also think you can take something from that type of thing. Yeah. And it two things. One, never take yourself too seriously, because you have to look at those moments and just laugh.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, what are these? I'm doing another dramatic reading of something. It's just friendly reminder. You've never once made really good or funny or entertaining or enjoyable content. And that's really impressive. Like, you haven't even done that on accident. That's incredible. Keep it up. I believe in you. Thumbs up emoji.
Damn!
This is my biggest hater who refuses to stop supporting.
I was gonna say, sometimes your biggest haters are your biggest supporters, because they keep watching you and hope you fail, and you're going, yeah, keep failing, let's go!
It's amazing.
Oh my goodness gracious. But the other part of it is also, sometimes it's good to have those people to like not to stop us from getting in our own heads of like, I'm doing great. And even though you're not actually doing great, you're kind of just telling yourself.
You gotta keep humble.
Yeah, it is very important. I've definitely had my fair share of some friends and people that I hold closely reach out to me and go, hey Roy, you need to you know, pick up yourself. Like you need to stop this crap. Like you're better than this. Go.
I feel like lately Evan has been the one keeping me humble. Like, I'll enter a call or something and he'll be like, hey, bitch. And I'm like, hey, what's up?
To be fair, in our server, we're not the ones in the horny jail, to be fair.
True. Yeah, wait, that's Evan and Stella in horny jail right now.
Yeah, why is it Stella? What did Stella do?
I'm assuming something happened in call. I haven't been able to hang out in the VCs very much, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy. To be fair, some of those calls have been at like 3 or 4 a.m. So
yeah,
it happens.
Oh, I had a business meeting at 1 a.m. the other day.
A business
It was like
meeting.
reset. A business meeting. No,
meeting.
it was supposed to be like a 30-minute call of like, hey, we really need to go over these details. It's like time sensitive. So sorry to talk to you at this point. And then we wound up rambling on for over 4 hours, and I was like, I'm so tired.
Oh no!
Let me leave.
That sucks, but that's the mindset of like you never are stopping the grind. Even when you're tired, you have to make time for the important stuff like that.
Basically. Dude, the grind never really stops. I've been on a hunt lately for the ultimate grind.
Speaking of being on the hunt, that reminds me, you are a very busy person, as you have just now demonstrated. Also today with the double collab that you committed to, and this business meeting that you're mentioning, and everything like that. How do you do it? What is it that makes you capable of balancing all of these different busy aspects between content creation and shorts and going to events like Off-Kai and stuff like that? How do you do it all?
Is it bad if I just say mental illness?
Oh no. I mean, if it's the truth.
I'm really lucky to have, like, my hyperfixation is VTubing, so my autism kind of hypes me up in doing the things that I need to do. And, like, all of the meetings I've been in lately have been for things I'm really passionate about.
Okay.
So none of it feels like work, really. Like, the only thing that really feels like work is when I'm sitting down and, like, having to open up fucking moderator applications, which I opened up yesterday.
Oh, I thought I saw that.
Somebody replied within, like, 3 minutes of me opening it, submitted. And this is something that's supposed to take about, like, probably 15 to 20 minutes to fill out. There's a lot of questions. And for their time zone, they put 2023. And it was like, why the fuck? For their, like, identifier of, like, how should I contact you? They're just like, it's a secret, winky face. What?
Huh? Wait. If anything, I feel like that's the one you want. That's the mod you want.
There's a bunch of scenario questions at the end of the application, and they replied to every single one with just one word. Just banned.
Banned.
So there's like a thing of like, a new chatter enters the chat but seems to not have a good understanding of the rules and keeps spamming. What do you do? Ban.
Banned.
Just banned.
Just banned immediately.
All they did.
My goodness gracious.
I put out a call for help yesterday, hoping anyone else applies.
I've, not to your capacity, but I've definitely run into that as well, where I've been like, I need mods, and I'll have like 2 or 3 people apply, and I'm like, all right, well, I need Twitch mods to do this, this, and this. And I read their descriptions, and they're like, well, I just want to like hang out with you more. And I'm like, that's not what I want. I need people to smack a hammer around, you know?
One of the replies I got, or not one, a lot of the replies I've got have been basically like, I've never moderated a thing in my life. I've only attended one of your streams, but do you pay?
Do you pay? Homie.
Caption. You know how in Google Forms you can have like a title of the form and then like a little like sub thingy?
Yeah.
One of them, it's literally Punkalopi mod applications, and underneath that, oh no, unpaid labor. That's the description of the fucking form.
They just didn't know.
Our ears are back. Okay,
oh, the ears are back. The ears are back. There we go. Oh, freaking Rye saying comment autism W with the hyperfixation. There you go. When your hyperfixation is actually something that makes you productive and functioning in your primary field of revenue.
I feel like I get really lucky with my autism 3.0 that I've got running, because I can have multiple hyperfixations at once. My main one is VTubing. My secondary one is dragons. So whenever I'm not doing a VTubing thing, I'm reading books about dragons. So
Wait. I have to ask, why dragons, and what about dragons are you hyperfixated about?
I really like Dragon Riders specifically. I've been reading a book series called Dragon Riders of Pern. I've read a book called Fourth Wing, and I've reread all of the Aragon books. And I just...
I never finished that series.
Dragons right now.
I never finished that series, but I loved Aragon and Eldest.
I like Aragon. it's not as good as other dragon books I've read. Oh, and also I rewatched all the How to Train Your Dragon movies, of course, even the non-canon second and third one. The first movie is really good, and I'm really glad they made non-canon follow-ups. But you know, like it's just an interesting like fan fiction about what the movie could have been.
Oh. That's a shame. I mean, sometimes like those are like it's nice to see like the experimentation, like DreamWorks as the example, like Kung Fu Panda 1 and then Kung Fu Panda 2 was actually fantastic. I didn't even know they made a Kung Fu Panda 3, but I heard it was bad. Yeah, I heard it was bad, and that's why we didn't know.
I feel like that's how I've been, unfortunately, with a lot of movies. Like, someone will talk about a series I really enjoyed as a kid, and I'll mention, like, oh, yeah, I love that movie. And they'll be like, oh, have you seen the third, fourth, and fifth ones? And I'm like, the what?
There was a second one?
Although recently, I've been watching video essays about the direct-to-DVD Disney sequels. So I am hyper aware of every detail involved in Brother Bear 2, in case you want to know about that.
Is that the next script reading you're doing? Did you just spoil it for us? Brother Bear 2?
I don't do script readings. Or, well, I mean...
Dramatic script reading by Punkalopi. Brother Bear 2.
The only time I've done like a reading of anything on stream, I did an ASMR mic reading of Good Omens.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
That was fun.
There's a TV show set in the KFP universe. Yeah, a Kung Fu Panda TV show. Listen, any more of Jack Black is always going to be a good thing. Absolutely.
I've been corrupted by VTubing. I thought you were talking about like Kiara from HoloLive.
Honestly, it took me a couple seconds. I'm not gonna lie. I read that message like 3 or 4 times, being like, "Kentucky Fried Phoenix. Why are we talking about HoloLive?"
Yeah. What did she? What is Kiara have to
There's a
do with
TV
this?
show about Kiara. Like, that's dope. Yeah. What?
Hype.
Sure. Cool. But
video essay is my beloved. Absolutely, dude. I just finished a 4.5-hour video essay about the new Velma show and why it was bad.
Oh,
excellent video essay.
I have a love and hate of those, because like sometimes I'm like, this is great and it's really well thought out and it's like explains things really well and it feels like I get to watch the show while also formulating my own opinion. And then other times it's like, let me just talk to you for 4 hours about why this thing sucked and not give you good reasoning.
I hate the ones that give bad reasoning, but it's also like you know, like a train wreck where you just sit down and you just watch it just for the sake of watching it.
Yeah.
I love watching like criticisms of media I really enjoy, so I can laugh at the person critiquing it, because half the time someone's critiquing a media, it's like, well, they didn't include this. Well, actually, that was on page 37. Clearly, you didn't read the book very well. Like that sort of thing. So.
Clearly, you didn't read the manual. How unfortunate. I love that kind of stuff, especially when it's like nerding out hyperfixation stuff, because then you watch it and you're just like, especially when someone is hating on the stuff that you love. So like when I watch like negative reviews or stuff for like Power Rangers or Super Sentai or Kamen Rider, I'm like, this bitch doesn't know what they're talking about. I'm about to lose it. I'm about to blow my gasket.
That's when you leave a comment that's like, actually, and then you write like 9 paragraphs about every point they're
Oh my
wrong
god.
with.
I've only done that once, like in anything ever, and it was kind of an obscure series now, because there's better series out there. It's the Zero Escape series, which has 999 Virtue's Last Reward and then Zero Time Dilemma. It has the same developer / publisher as Danganronpa, which everyone knows Danganronpa. And the last one came out and it was so flawed and had so many like plot holes that I literally went to Reddit and I typed up like a 30 paragraph essay being like, did anybody else notice how and I just word vomited. Yeah, clearly you don't own an air fryer.
Roy, are you bothered by the sounds of like things popping?
No, I don't think so. Why?
Okay, my neck is really stiff, so I'm just gonna pop it real quick.
Yeah, hit me with that ASMR.
Okay, I'm good.
Pog. I'm pretty sure they heard it.
My channel doing that. I did a live stream recently of basically VTubing etiquette that was like, hey, if you're watching a VTuber and you want to be in their chat, but you don't know what it's like to be in a VTuber's chat, here are rules to follow. Here's good information to know. Here's what you do. And people came in, they're like, actually, you're just telling the trolls how to be worse in your thing. There was an active disclaimer at the beginning of the stream saying, hey, I'm making the stream not for trolls, but for people who genuinely have the streamer's best interest at heart.
Of course.
I had to reply to like 4 different comments just being like, dude, There's a disclaimer for this very reason that you're bitching at me.
Ah, yes, the good ASMR of explaining how the rules work before you get banned. Perfect.
ASMR was more about my neck popping.
I mean, it could be that too. It could be both. I was trying to hit you with the double compliment, you know? Gosh, what were some of these rules? What was some of this stream etiquette? I want to know if I've ever, acted poorly in this taboo field.
I mean, a lot of it was just fucking common sense.
Of course.
So you know how like you have your stream rules of like, hey, no spamming, don't bring up other people unless I bring them up.
Yeah.
No politics, like the basics, the bare minimum. I was covering basically the details of a lot of that. I went through the one specific like niche I got into was like VTubing karaoke chats.
Oh, okay.
A karaoke chat does not need to be full of just song requests, nobody paying attention or hyping up what's going on, just hoping that they get noticed by the streamer next. A more fun karaoke chat is when people are actually joining in on the hype and celebrating what the streamer's doing.
Absolutely. No, I agree.
It's like, it's a lot of common sense. If you've existed as a VTuber, you've probably not broken any of the rules.
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah.
I'm so mad because I just thought of something to say when you were saying that, and then I had to refresh chat, and now my brain completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I forgot already. No. Curse. Why did you have the brain cell? I needed it.
I'm sorry, dude. Here, let me like... I'm passing it back over to you.
I remembered. Perfect. Thank you for the brain cell back. So
just let me know when I can use it again, please.
So it's funny because you mentioned this whole thing about like not mentioning when other people are. Oh my god.
What? Is there something on my face?
No, you're you look gorgeous, doll. Yeah, you look gorgeous. You look gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely. So, story time. I during the week and a half that I transitioned to YouTube, and I was completely streaming on YouTube. Obviously I wasn't streaming on Twitch anymore. So I was like, oh, good. Like I don't have to worry about people kind of like coming to the stream and being like, hey, did you know so-and-so's live? Or like, hey, like, when are you going to do this? Someone still did that. Like I was on YouTube and they were telling me about people that were streaming on Twitch. And I was like, you literally had to leave another site, come here, tell me, go back to them again and come back again. Twice. I just didn't, I was lost.
Yep. I get that often with people being like, Lopi, when are you gonna end stream? Blah 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 is going live and you should raid them. Like I get that a lot. Which is often just like, dude, what? What? What do you mean? Sorry, I just saw someone talking about the potion seller memes in chat.
Wait, what potion seller memes? Hit me, regale me, educate me.
Potion seller, please give me your strongest potion. You cannot handle my strongest potion.
Oh, I do. I do know the one you're talking about. Here, you can have the brain cell back. Clearly. You know, I think.
Thank you.
I think you need it for this one.
My face is finally back to normal.
Absolutely. We fixed it. We saved the internet, everybody. We made sure that your bunny is in peak condition. That way, whenever Lopi streams again on her own channel, you have her in all her Lopi glory.
No rabbits were harmed in the making of this live stream.
Well, let's not lie. Let's not lie to the viewers now. I mean, come on. Oh,
one rabbit was harmed in the making of this live stream.
And it wasn't Lopi. Not sure if rabbit brain cell is needed for that, though. Probably not. You use that for the cakes? Yeah, you use that for cakes, right, Life?
Well, no, actually, I'm married to this is my wife. I'm
oh, the knife wife. I remember now because you had it for your chibi 3D model.
Yes.
I remember now. I remember. Wow. Wait, because that was like almost a year ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
Man!
She's a consistent love throughout all things I do. Knifey Waifu is eternal. She will outlive me. And you.
Probably. I mean, they're a knife.
Yeah.
Unless I
She's
become
also immortal.
a cyborg. Yes. It's all coming together now. I'll be like Raiden from Metal Gear Rising. Yes. Colonel. So, in terms of content creation, with YouTube and how everything is going in that regard, is there something that you haven't done yet that you still kind of wish that you'd been able to do? Obviously, I know now that I've spent a good chunk of time on YouTube and making YouTube content, and I'm starting to feel it out a little bit more. I know things are very different there. How is there something specifically again that you feel like you still really want to do and you haven't either had the time or you don't know how to execute it yet?
I've really, there's one joke answer I can give and then like a serious answer. So for the joke answer, I've really wanted to stream Euro Truck Simulator, but every time I try, I run into some tech issue or another.
Huh?
Physically, Euro Truck Simulator is cursed. I have not been able to stream it. Although I will be honest, I do panic a little bit every time I go to stream it because I was in a car crash and I'm like, I get like a car crash, like, flashbacks when I open the game, which sucks, but I really want to stream it. But so that's like a joking answer. And then for like a serious answer,
sure.
I really want to do like a live like stand-up comedy show with a couple VTubers.
Oh.
But it'd probably be something that I'd have to like host in VR chat and stuff, and that's just a lot of complications. So it's just been complicated to like put together.
No, I definitely understand that.
I do also want to get everybody who has a bleth model, because that would be, there's a lot of us now, and just have all of us go take dance lessons in VR chat together. I just think that would be funny.
That sounds like a good time too. Absolutely. You mentioned the whole comedy show thing. It's funny you say that because it's something that I've wanted to do for a while too. Maybe not literally a comedy show, but have you ever seen the show Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes. Whose line is it anyway? And then recently there's another show that I've been watching that also does like improv comedy. Their most famous one is like where each of them can only say one word at a time. So they pick a theme and they're oftentimes writing a letter to somebody. So like because they only have one word at a time, they have to work together to like set up this full story and then just work with whatever the other person gives them. So like they're really good. I could actually send you the clips of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely want.
It's like
I definitely want some of that. No, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I've wanted to do something like that for a while now, but like the logistics of getting like a Whose Line Is It Anyway type thing, because like you'd want realistically, you'd have like your host, you know, you'd have your Aisha Taylor or Drew Carey. Is that?
I have no idea.
I can't remember the first host's name. I feel really bad because he was there for so long. But you'd have like your host with the buzzer, and then you'd have like 4 guests come on, and the logistics of getting that going, I feel like would be a nightmare because people would be jumping all over each other to like get in there, you know.
I feel like the best person who'd have the chance of like running something like that successfully would be like Fillion, because she already puts together such large events.
Yeah.
But it would have to be so well organized and planned and not have any tech issues on the day of. Like I could not even imagine.
Well, you know, maybe I'm working on it in the background and I'm just trying to test the waters.
Yeah. Just gauging interest.
Yeah, just doing a little bit of a litmus test to see what people think. No, I genuinely would love to do something like that or participate in one, because I don't know if you've experienced this yet. Have you had streams or content ideas where you're like, man, I really hope someone invites me to do this?
No, involved too.
Okay. I was thinking like, you know, maybe on the lines of like Dungeons and Dragons. Like
D&D actually. I have wanted to run, but just never have considered it something that I could stream. So I've always been like,
exactly
D&D for friends.
That's why I'm like, I want someone else to invite me to like a one shot. Cause like I love roleplay. I love voice acting. I love rolling me some dice. I'm a big fan of 5e. I'm sure I could learn another system if I need to. But like, I don't want to be a DM anymore. I haven't been able to be like a consistent player in so long. I just
You and I both the forever DM curse.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait. So I got into D&D because of Critical Role. So like back in like 2015, 2016. What got you into D&D?
The McElroy brothers.
The McElroy brothers.
Yeah, the McElroys. They have the Adventure Zone podcast.
Adventure Zone. Right. I'm like,
I got into it partially because of them, but I had been interested in D&D before that because of there was a group at my middle school who played D&D, and I had always been so fascinated, but I wasn't allowed to join because it went against the church. So,
no, they still have the Satanic Panic?
Yeah.
What? Dude, like
I came from a really small town.
No, I'm so sorry that happened. But then again, you didn't have to.
Funny.
I was about to say, you didn't have to worry about the stress of a bad D&D group in high school that ruined a friend group.
Yeah.
You know, against the church.
Yeah. I sadly had that same like bad D&D group thing that happened, but it was with an online group, which sucked because a lot of them were friends that I had made gaming and then like introduced to each other. And then it turned into a really bad D&D group, and then we all had a falling out, and it was so sad.
Oh no, that really does. Like it's always hard to like toe the line of knowing like what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. And D&D is definitely an interesting time to feel people out, especially with boundaries and what they can handle.
Do you like One Piece?
Okay, so the short answer is yes. But I'm really far behind because wait, do you like One Piece?
I'm on episode 62, so you're probably further ahead than me.
I am further than you, but so I got to a point, I'm just going to say the name of the arc, because it won't mean anything out of context. I finished Fishman Island arc. And I felt this immense like feeling of like, I don't like it. This was a bad arc. I didn't have fun here, and I just stopped. I just stopped watching, and that's I was in like the mid. I was in the mid like 500s, and I just stopped. And I was just like, I didn't like this arc, and I've heard it gets better, but I've also heard it gets worse. And I'm like, no, like you can't listen. As much as I love One Piece, and I do really like One Piece. I think it's fantastic. I think nothing else is like it in the anime world because of how crazy the adventure is and everything like that. You cannot tell me that an anime is a 10 out of 10 when there are large chunks, and I'm talking 40, 50, sometimes 60, 70 episodes that are considered boring or low points. Like, homie.
That's like saying Oshinoko is a 10 of 10, but then Oshinoko was actually 200 episodes, and the only good ones were the 12 that came out. The opening was real strong, but you can't call it a 10 of 10 if it's got that much bullshit.
Yeah.
I recently got into One Piece because I basically made the connection of I really like pirates. Pirates make me really happy.
Nice.
They're super cool, and I want to watch a show about pirates, and so I watched I forget what it's called now. Our Flag Means Death, which is very much not an anime.
No, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like a gay pirate comedy. And then I was like, fine, fuck it, I'll watch One Piece. So I sat down to start it, and I was like, okay, wait, I actually love this? What?
So you said you were like 60 something episodes in.
Yeah.
What arc is that? Is that
literally just entered Grand Line. Like the 61st episode ends with them on Reverse Mountain.
Who is part of the crew?
That's Nami, Usopp, Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro.
Okay, so I know where you're going next. Now I know where you are. I was like, who was part of the crew when they went to the Grand Line for the first time?
Yeah.
Man. Oof.
It's good, and I'm really liking it. But the reason I asked is because I actually have a entire D&D campaign that I wrote that I'm now watching One Piece, and I'm like, oh no, I accidentally wrote One Piece.
Was it like, had you never experienced One Piece and you wrote it, or like were you watching One Piece and then wrote it and you thought you were like not copying One Piece?
No, I had never experienced One Piece, never heard much about One Piece. Like, I didn't know shit about it. And I wrote this D&D campaign about a group of people slowly gathering in a world that is almost like, I think the way I described it, it was actually on the elemental plane of water. So the islands weren't like actual islands. All islands were like wrecked ships that had crushed together into these big like wood islands and stuff. And so it basically... the conflicts I wrote were One Piece. The world, almost One Piece. I just didn't have players, so I didn't end up with players being people from One Piece.
That is so amazing. Oh, but Keyshawn brings up a good point, because I see him saying the lyrics to the opening. Are you watching it subbed or dubbed?
Oh, I always watch anime with subtitles because if I watch anime that's dubbed, I find myself zoning out more often because I can just listen to the words and I don't have to look at the screen. If I watch it subbed, it's like forcing myself to keep watching because I won't know what they're saying if I can't read.
That's a good point. Maybe I should do it like that because I don't know if you've had this. I've been told this is a symptom of ADHD. When I try and sit down and focus on one task, I have a hard time. But if I have like one main task and one like side task, my focus is like 1,000%.
Yeah, the way I've been watching One Piece mostly is because my roommate and I have been kind of watching through it together because I think she's seen the first 200 episodes. So she's doing the recap with me, and then after that, we're going to keep watching. So while we're in the recap, she's got Tears of the Kingdom open on one monitor that she's playing, and on the other monitor is One Piece that I'm watching. So anytime I can't focus, I just look at Tears of the Kingdom for a second, and then I look back at One Piece, and it just...
That's literally, yeah, that's literally how it is. Having that little bit of extra something on the side just makes it so much easier to focus for some reason. Yeah, I don't really get it why. So
I think it's an ADHD thing.
It probably is. I'm definitely not diagnosed, so I'm not gonna be out here saying that I have ADHD. Yeah. I definitely have some ADHD traits, but regardless, now you mentioned anime. Obviously,
yes.
Very very important part of the VTuber culture. We're very baked in Japanese culture and upbringing and tradition and things like that with VTuber models and art styles and things like that. Do you often try to keep up with anime?
I oftentimes will watch the like first episode of seasonal animes just to see if any catch my attention. Lately, it feels like a lot of stuff has just been outside of what I enjoy. So there's been no motivation to watch it. Like the only anime I've kept up with was Oshinoko, and then other times when I'm watching anime, it's like going back and rewatching things I liked, like Madoka Magica, or starting a new old anime like One Piece.
Gotcha.
But keeping up to date with anime, I just rely, like, I'll go to like some anime YouTuber and just watch their recap of here's the good anime from this season, top 3.
Who's your favorite?
Like, okay, cool, I now know.
Who's your favorite anime YouTuber? Who are you going to for this advice?
I don't know any of their names. I just googled best anime spring 2022.
You could have just said Giggik.
Summer.
You could have just said Giggik. Trash Taste. It's right there.
I don't know their names.
Oh no. But no, that was interesting because I had heard that you mentioned Oshinoko, and I'm like, I tried to get back on it, like the anime grind, because I'm trying to get more into professional voice acting, which, hey, surprise, surprise, dubbing is a very huge part of the anime industry, especially now that Western anime culture is a big thing. Crunchyroll, Funimation, huge corporations, huge businesses, huge passion projects, and I was talking to my voice coach, to Hayden, and they were like explaining to me like, yeah, you should probably be watching stuff, like watch things, please. And so I watched the first season of Demon Slayer, and then the Demon Slayer movie, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing really well. I haven't watched anime since then, and that was like 6 months ago.
I mean, that's fair. Like I feel like of all things, Demon Slayer is such a horrible way to get back into anime because Demon Slayer is so heavily carried by its visuals that it's like...
Oh, that's such a good take. Wait, all right. That's such a hot take, but I think that's such a good take.
It's literally if you took Naruto and made it slightly edgier and then gave it actually like really good visuals. That's how Demon Slayer feels to me. Like it's
That's a good take. That was
actually no, that's an insult to Naruto. I'm sorry.
Oh, hot damn! She's firing on all cylinders. Lopi Campy, stop. In Demon Slayer's defense, though, I will say the English dub, especially because I was watching it specifically to experience the dub. They've got some banger voice work in the English dub. Like Zenitsu is Alex Lee. Oh my god!
I have not watched the dub, so I won't be able to know what you're talking about. But I trust you, and if you say it's good,
there are some characters that are really good. Some characters I'm a little iffy on, but genuinely the English dub I was enjoying it a lot. I was very much enjoying the English dub a lot, and like I said, Alex Lee was Zenitsu, really good, and I always butcher their name, but Zach Aguilar, who is Aether in Genshin Impact.
Yeah, I've seen his name around because he had like some Twitter stuff about him, not like drama, but just like people hyping him up on Twitter out of nowhere that just ended up on my feed.
You gotta love that kind of stuff. Yeah, Papenbrook is in Demon Slayer as well. Johnny Young Bosch is in it as well. My boy. Oh, I love Johnny. I do love my Johnny.
I will say, if you're getting into like voice acting, like you've been on like VTubing industry stuff for a while, I think you might really enjoy Oshinoko because it's about Japanese idol culture, and it's half the time I'm watching it, I'm looking at the show and being like, shit, this has happened to me before.
I've had a couple people recommend it to me, and you know, like that feeling when like 100 people tell you to do something, and it makes you 100 times less likely to do it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So that's kind of how I feel.
It's like starting to do the dishes when you're a kid, and then your mom walks in and is like, "Are you going to do the dishes?" And you're like, "Well, I was, but I'm not going to anymore."
So you were that kind of child. You were the "don't tell me to do it, I'll just do it eventually."
Yeah, very much. My parents reached the point where they were like, we don't know how to communicate with you. We're going to make a list of the things that we know need to be done, and we're going to put it on the fridge, and we're never going to mention it again. Perfect.
Easy peasy. That's definitely the way to do it. Is there a specific anime that maybe you've seen recently that's not Oshinoko, that's not One Piece, that you would say is like, you have to watch this? If you had to pick one.
Shit, I don't think there's been much that I've really been hooked on, like aside from One Piece and Oshinoko. But it's like Magical Destroyers was okay. I tried to watch, I like magical girl animes a lot, so when I saw Magical Destroyers, I was like, oh, that could be cool. The opening for it's really cool, but then I tried to sit there and I couldn't make it through the first episode. Like it's just, I've not had a lot of animes that appeal to me really. I feel like I'm kind of a normie though, in terms of the anime that makes me happy. Not like Sailor Moon, more like Madoka Magica style magical girls. I don't like happy-go-lucky, everything is sunshine and rainbow shows. I really like dark shows. Or actually, have you seen Erased?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like Erased is what I'd really recommend to somebody.
Wait, did you like the ending for Erased?
I liked the beginning and the middle for Erased.
All right, we almost found one. I'm one of those weird people that so for me, Erased was not as good as everyone was making it out to be as it was starting. So when the ending did happen, I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what I expected. And it didn't like shock me. So I was like, yeah, that was okay. That was okay. Like I was completely fine with the big plot twist. And I remember the collective insanity of the internet losing their goddamn minds with the plot twist ending for Erased.
It didn't feel like I was angry about it or anything. It was just one of those things where it was like, the show felt to me like, okay, cool. Like middle point, high point, middle point, high point, slightly lower than middle point. Like it didn't feel like a dramatic, horrible ending or anything. Like it just kind of like, okay,
that's what I'm saying.
That's a decision they made, sure.
Yeah, but everyone was talking about how it was like the worst decision that they could have made, and that it like ruined it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I give it like an 8 out of 10. I think it was okay.
Oh, actually, have you seen Death Parade?
I have. Death Parade.
Okay, I'm trying trying to think about the animes I actually did enjoy.
Death Parade's good. Death Parade's good, yeah. Oh, I'm so happy. Plus we get Flyers by Bradio. Oh, what a banger opening. Have you heard of, now this is a bit of an obscure title, so I apologize if you haven't heard of it. I might butcher the name. It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, I dropped that in the middle of season 1. I wasn't able to watch JoJo.
It's okay because I dropped it after watching a few episodes.
And I dropped it.
No, I'm very much the same. I want to try and watch it at some point properly because I had friends that were in the middle of loving it during Stardust Crusaders, and which I think is season 3, something like that.
I had a friend come to me and be like, "Yeah, the show really starts getting good at season 4." And I was like, "Why the fuck do you want me to watch everything before that then?" And she was like, "It's important for the lore." And I was like, "If it's not good, I'm not watching it."
That's always my argument. It's like people aren't willing to watch Hunter x Hunter 2011 because like the first arc, which is the Hunter exam arc, is like it's like okay. It's like generic shonen in my opinion for the Hunter exam arc. But then like the next arc after that is better. And then the next arc after that is better still. And then the next arc after that, and it just keeps getting better as it goes on. And I'm like, I'm only asking you to watch like 11 to 12 episodes. I'm not asking you to watch 3 seasons before a show gets good, and they're not willing to do it because they see Hunter x Hunter's like 100 and something episodes. Man. But yeah, no.
I feel like if people had introduced me to One Piece by saying, "Yeah, you should watch this. It gets really good around episode 1000," I would not have done it. But because people brought it to me and they were like, "Hey, this show is just really good. There are some bad bits in the middle, but you can skip those." And I'd be like, "You're giving me allowance to skip episodes of this show? I'm all in."
I like that. That's good. Yeah, because like your enjoyment ultimately is the thing that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
For JoJo's for me. I didn't have context for the show. My friends were just like, "Oh, this is so funny. It's so epic. The fights are great. The music's great." And they were in the middle of a desert and they had like a baby with them. That was a joke, obviously enemy stand user. And no one believed someone that they were an enemy stand user. And then they spent like 2 episodes trying to convince the other like people that they were traveling with.
Yeah.
And then they fed the baby poop. And I was like,
it's just,
I don't know, man. I was like, that was a low. That was not fun. I did not enjoy that in the slightest. Like,
I think I dropped JoJo. Because the middle of season 1 is like the original JoJo and Dio and like their whole thing they've got going on. I just got pissed off because I had been told like, yeah, this show has a really cool like almost magic system. The show is like really interesting. The fights are super cool. And I'm like, I've seen nothing that ties in with any of the cool things people have told me. I'm gonna go back to watching fucking Trigun. I don't care.
There you go. Just watch cowboys shoot each other. There you go.
I was introduced to JoJo right in the middle of my watch through of Trigun Stampede. So I was like, okay, I'll pause Trigun so I could watch JoJo. And then I got really bored, so I just went back and rewatched Trigun.
I still need to watch Trigun Stampede because I've only seen original Trigun.
I haven't seen original Trigun. I've only seen Stampede. I'm nervous to watch original Trigun. I've heard it's really good. Actually, the literally other collab I was in today, Trigun also came up. I was told there that the original is really good, that Stampede is a prequel to the original, so you're not like missing out on things, they're not rewriting stories. But I don't know. I'm hesitant.
Did you watch Stampede subbed?
I watched it subbed and dubbed.
Okay, so one of the coolest things that I'm really happy about, so Trigun and Stampede, Vash is the same voice actor in English for both of them. So it's Johnny Young Bosch, who is my favorite voice actor of all time because he's also a Power Ranger. And I remember like listening to interviews, him talking about it because Trigun was his like breakout role where it was like he really got something and then he took off from there. He's also Ichigo in Bleach, Lelouch in Code Geass, and a bunch of other characters. But hearing him be like, I got to be Vash again, it's so exciting. Like I haven't been this character in like 30 years.
That's so cool. Yeah, recently a voice actor thing that I freaked out over was it's not exactly the same as like anime dub voice acting, but I really like Overwatch. I used to play a lot of Overwatch.
Sure.
And Hanzo always had my favorite voice. So I was watching just a random show on Netflix the other day of like a kids show, and Hanzo's fucking voice actor was in it, and I was like, I know that guy.
It is always really satisfying when you like you're doing the Leonardo DiCaprio like point. Like you're just recognizing people, yeah.
Like, oh my god.
I love that. I love that kind of reaction. And as I feel like I've felt this a lot, and I've talked to my friend Exo about this, and Hayden, of course. When you start training in voice acting and you start like looking at specific people, you start recognizing their voices so fast before actually like looking up the roles, and you're like, oh, I know it's them. Oh, it's them. Oh my god, I love that. Like, and you just get excited, and it doesn't matter if the show is bad. Their performance will stand out to you. Yep. Oh my goodness gracious. All right.
So I just get really hyped up about this one specific voice actor.
Well, we do love that. Lopi, let me shift gears a little bit. You know, we talked about off-kai, we talked about anime, we talked about food. Very interesting takes tonight. What do you have going on content-wise? Do you have anything fun coming up that you can maybe talk about, tease about? Give us the scoop.
I am officially allowed to talk about the fact that a Lopi GamerSupps waifu cup is in development.
That's so cool! Congratulations! What is your code?
Code Lopi.
Hey guys, yeah. GamerSupps, use code Lopi for 10% out at checkout.
So yeah, that's something I'm really excited about. I am planning a lot of really cool things for future that I just haven't been able to you know those things where it's like you have an idea and you realize that idea is a puzzle that you need 100 different pieces for?
Yep.
I'm on like 98 out of 100 pieces for like 4 different projects that I'm trying to put together. So
that is really exciting.
There's a lot of very cool stuff coming in the very near future. I just have been in a fuck ton of meetings.
No, I definitely get that. I'm in a very similar state to you. It's like I was gathering a bunch of puzzle pieces. I like the analogy that you put, and I had them in my hand like I was making the Millennium Puzzle, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh. Yes. And then I need to move, and I'm moving tomorrow, and someone just took the puzzle and smashed it on the ground. I'm like, fuck. Well, now I gotta pick these up again.
I finally got my because I brought my full body tracking setup and everything with me to off-kai so that I could appear on a stage, and then I got motion sick the day of the appearance anyway, so I wasn't able to use the equipment.
No.
But I got all of it unpacked finally and set back up and realized the most important cable of the entire setup, I forgot it off-kai, so I haven't been able to do any full body tracking streams because I'm missing the cable I need. I'm so sad.
We gotta get you to order another one then.
I can't find the name of it anywhere. Because it's a very specific power cable for the USB extender that manages all of my tracking hubs. So it's like a really niche cable that's specific with this, and I don't want to buy a whole other USB extender.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can get the cable separate anywhere.
Oh God.
It's so dumb. But yeah,
no.
I'm putting a lot of things together, a lot of fun future plans, and I've talked about none of them because I still don't know how to announce them.
No, I think that's fair. I've been very hard. It's been very hard to you know, keep things secret. You know, and especially because like you want to announce something as soon as you like think about it. You're like, guys, I had this great idea. And then, like, 3 months later, the idea never happens. And, like, people are like, hey, what happened to this?
It feels like a broken promise.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to make sure it can actually happen. Unlike my stupid Euro Truck Simulator streams where I tell them it's going to happen. And I schedule it 4 times in a row. And I can't do it 4 times in a row.
Isn't that more of a meme at this point, though, honestly?
Honestly, it's a meme for all my streams. Like, if you're in the waiting room for my stream and it's 5 minutes before start time, like, it's a coin flip on whether or not I'll have some tech issue because I'm just so incompetent.
Makes sense. Almost as much sense as tension with the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. My name's Roy. At least I think it's tension. Is that how you pronounce that? Tension? Tension? I think. Pretty sure. Welcome in, Raiders. My name's Roy. I'll be your bunny barista VTuber for this evening. I specialize in voice acting and housing in this cafe called the Cup Desk, where I bring in various content creators from around the internet. We do a bit of interview, chaos, and, well, whatever the heck is going on tonight with Lopi!
I'm Punkalopi. I'm here on this channel.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
There's no other introduction needed. I'm just me and I'm here.
I think that was absolutely perfect. Yo, interviews, me too. Let's go.
No.
It is tension. Perfect. Good. Listen, I hate messing up. Do you ever have that, like, that dreaded fear? Like, you see someone's name and you're like, I think this is how you pronounce it.
I more just commit to the bit. If it's like, if I see someone come into my chat with a name I don't quite know how to pronounce, but I think I could get close, but I'm not sure if it's real, I just say it as incompetently wrong as possible instead.
I like that.
Just be safe, you know?
No, that's good. I like that. Lean into the bit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, always commit to the bit.
Just makes it a little bit easier.
Well, thank you for bringing all these wonderful Raiders over. I hope you had a fantastic evening. We are pulling into what I believe to be close to the end of the interview tonight, but we still have a few questions to get to. Lopi was just talking about some of the projects they have coming in the future, specifically GamerSupps Waifu Cup. That is amazing.
Maybe just it's just a little bit.
How did that happen? How does one go about getting a waifu cup?
You don't know?
Well, I mean, of course I know, but maybe for the people at home that don't quite know.
So people at home who are wondering, GamerSupps is very, very straightforward with its creators that sign up with them and are partnered. So you receive a code that gets people 10% off if they use your code on purchase. And every single time they use that code, that purchase is counted towards the creator for advertising. So there's a number given to you that's basically like, hey, if you have this amount of so-and-so things sold or this amount of advertising gain, you're able to expand out and do more things with the company. And Waifu Cups is one of those first things you're able to get to. I think the number for it is like 2,300 something.
Wow.
But I'm not 100% sure. It's definitely up there, and it's a lot of work. And my GamerSupps rep messaged me and was like, hey, you've been signed with us for like 5 months. You're not supposed to reach this until after the 1 year point. We don't know what you did, but it worked.
Hey,
congrats.
What did you do? What's the secret so we can all learn how to sell more GamerSupps and get our own waifu cups?
Just be addicted to energy drinks.
Wait, are you just using your own code? Is that what it was? Wow.
No, did not buy using my own code. No, they keep on sending me care packages that they've called them, where it's just like, hey guys, there's a new flavor coming out. Lopi, do you want one? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So they send it to me and I'm like, oh, that's delicious. Can I have more? And they just send me more.
Wait, but how's that translated to sales?
It translates into sales and the fact that a lot of my branding is based off of the fact of how, like, I'm super hyper. So I just have a thing in my description in my chat that's like, do you want to become energy? GamerSupps code Lopi. And it just kind of works from there.
Wow, and there you go. That's where you learn how to be a business professional just like Lopi.
Yeah, I definitely know what I'm doing at any point in time.
Absolutely. I think we can all tell that. 100%. Yes. Yeah, become energy like Lopi. That's your new catchphrase.
No, I think my catchphrase is still Red Bull, baby. But it's GamerSupps, baby.
Gosh, that was forever ago, too. I remember that. I wake up, have a Red Bull, then brush my teeth with Red Bull.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious. All right, Lopi, do you have anything, big stream or big event coming up in the near future? Maybe next couple of days? When's your next stream? What are you doing?
I have not scheduled my next stream. I just have to go through my moderator applications. That's my plan for the next week, basically, is get moderators.
Why don't you do that on stream? Make it content.
Oh. So my next stream is I'm gonna be going through my moderator application. So I'm actually gonna be live streaming it as I read these. I give you advice on what makes a good mod, and then I'm actually gonna be choosing my moderators by the end.
Hey!
I don't know if that's for real. I'm most likely going to be doing a throne stream because do you have a throne, Roy?
I do, but I never talk about it. Exclamation point throne in chat.
Yeah.
I always feel bad because I'm like, I don't know what to ask for.
Yeah.
So it was full of Power Ranger stuff because I just love Power Rangers, and the amount of people that I've had come in here and being like, why do you just have a bunch of Power Ranger stuff on your throne? I'm like, I don't know, it's just stuff I like, and then. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting picked on.
Purchased really. I have 1,527 suggested gifts on Throne. So I just need to sort through the fucking like deluge of gifts that have been suggested for this. So it's I'm most likely going to be streaming during that because it's really fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. My goodness, I hope all of them are stream safe.
I have my Throne set to not allow not safe for work. So if the website is doing its job, I should be fine. But if not, I just have a lot of preemptive work of deleting all the non-stream safe things. The other time I did a Throne stream going through like the stuff in my Throne suggested, before the stream I had to delete like 20 foot fetish related gifts that people were trying to suggest. And I was like, I'm not into this. No.
That's got to be where it came from. What Royally Flawed was talking about earlier. Understood. See, now it's all making sense.
Royally just has feet on the mind.
You know what? Also makes sense. Listen, we understand. Everybody has their own interests. Well,
what about you, Roy? Do you have anything?
Anything big coming up? Well, tomorrow I'm moving. So
but I move every day, so I don't know if that's really a flex.
Tomorrow I'm taking all of my personal belongings from one apartment and I'm moving them to a different apartment.
Like reverse robbery.
Yes, like reverse robbery, but I'm robbing myself to myself.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that is my plan for all day tomorrow. It became a bit of a kerfuffle of suddenly needing to find a new place and being told that, hey, I had it until the end of the month to find a new place. But I'm very fortunate that the roomie and I, we did find a place that is amazing, that is affordable, that is bigger in the right places. And I'm really excited to be able to get the majority of my stuff in there tomorrow. Maybe not all of it, because I think, oh my God, I checked the forecast and it's supposed to be like over 100 degrees tomorrow.
Ugh.
Like for the whole day, and I'm just like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna melt. I'm gonna die. I'm just not gonna exist anymore.
That's been one nice thing about my move to Canada. I checked the forecast and it's like, oh man, yeah, it's gonna hit like 80 degrees. Canadians are terrified, and I'm like, it's a cool summer day.
Oh, I hate it here. I can't. I wish we had consistent 80 degrees. That would be great. Bigger in the right places. That's not what I meant, Royally, and you knew it, okay? Listen, I'm excited for a bigger kitchen. That way I can do more cooking and baking streams and maybe make latte art because we do have an espresso machine now.
Oh, I gotta buy something for coffee. All of my drinks have I want to get like a soda stream and make it like infused bubbly GamerSupps.
What? Wait, so do you like coffee though?
I like coffee, but I'm more of a tea person.
Okay.
So I want to get one of those like little Keurigs where you can put in like different flavored like tea pots.
Okay. Well, if you do find yourself in the mood for some coffee, I do know this place called Grinding Coffee Co. ! Coffee in chat. Use code Roy at checkout for a fat 10% off. They do amazing flavors. My current favorite is the Gay Agenda. It's a little bit fruity.
Amazing marketing. That's fantastic. I'm sorry about the I don't even know in Discord calls if it picks up my laugh, because half the times I laugh it's just not audible. So I don't know.
I was gonna say some of the night I've definitely heard it. Some of the night I've definitely like only heard the like that's it. And I'm like, I think she's laughing. I'm pretty sure.
I was in my singing lesson the other day and I laughed and my vocal coach looked at me and he was like, you could break glass. And I was like, oh no.
Dang.
It's squeaky.
Getting that high with it. Yeah, just a smidge. All right. Well, Lopi, I want to say thank you again for coming on. I really do appreciate it. You being my first guest back in a while, because I think it's been like a month since I had Sens on. Like, no lie, because like his video came out like 3 weeks ago ish. No, sorry, 2 weeks ago. But like the stream itself was right after Off Kai. So like I haven't done a cafe night in like a month. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be the first one back after the break of cafe nights.
Hell yeah.
Because obviously, it's only up from here, so.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely nothing bad that could possibly happen with the cafe. Not at all.
Nothing bad will ever happen to the cafe.
No, absolutely not. This is going to be, it's going to be smooth sailing from What are you doing with that?
Nothing bad will ever happen to the cafe.
Okay, all right, listen. What? It's not a bad thing. It's just if you put the knife down, I can explain.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Lopi, thank you again for coming out here and threatening me with this knife, wife. I genuinely do appreciate all the kindness, the support, and the loving threatening of my mortal being.
Yes. I had a lot of fun too, threatening your mortal being.
Absolutely. I'm sure you did. I mean, who wouldn't want to threaten all of this? If they want to catch you, chat being, where can they find you?
They can find me on YouTube and Twitter, both under the name Punkalopi. So Punkalopi.
Great.
And that's about all the only places I'm active.
Yep.
Really.
Remember, even though I have Lopi tagged on their Twitch page, go to their Twitter and their YouTube.
On Twitch.
I just put it there so you could easily find their name and hope. Do you have the links on your Twitch page?
Do I? I have no clue.
Let's find out.
My Twitch page, the most I did when I stopped Twitch was just change the profile picture to like a clown.
Yeah.
And I didn't do much else.
Yes, you have both. Okay, I tested both. They both work. Okay, we're in there.
Cool.
We're in there like somewhere. All right, let's find someone to raid. I almost forgot to raid out. Holy crap, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. Let's see who we can send some love to. Hey, my friend Milky is doing some ASMR. Let's go ahead and send them some hype and some love. Let's get right over to them. Raid Milky VT. Guys, thank you again for being here. I will be back, I think, Monday. It might be a little bit scarce or spur of the moment as I try and get a schedule together while I move into the new place, but please be patient. I promise new streams are coming. Keep an eye on YouTube. You know, obviously because, you know, Lopi's there, but also I do have new videos coming out regularly, and shorts will be returning within the next couple of days. I've already worked out the logistics of those, so definitely look forward to some fun YouTube content and growing from there. We are almost at the first 10K subscribers on Twitter or on YouTube. Oh my god, I can't even speak. Less than 700 to go, and if we get to 10K before the end of the month, I will do an endurance stream of getting over it. So
nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Well, you guys obviously have to subscribe now. Done.
Absolutely. Guys, if you want to participate in the raid, be sure to use the first raid command or the secondary raid command as I type them in chat. But without further ado, let's go send some hype and some love over to my friend Milky. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye, everybody.